Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now we have the synchronous generator interview questions and answers. So question number 1, why AC generator is called alternator? The answer is an alternator is such a machine which produces alternation electricity. It is a kind of generator which converts mechanical energy into alternating electrical energy. Question number 2, why alternator is called synchronous generator? Because it rotates at constant, that means synchronous speed, no matter what the load on alternator is. For instance, if it's a two-pole machine, it will rotate at 3000 to produce frequency of 550 Hz. Question number 3, why a three-phase synchronous machine will always run at synchronous speed? The answer is because of the magnetic coupling between the stator poles and rotor poles, the motor runs exactly at synchronous speed. Question number 4, what are the essential features of the synchronous machine? Number 1, the rotor speed is synchronous with stator rotating field. Number 2, varying its field current can easily vary the speed. Number 3, it is used for constant speed operation. Question number 5, why almost all large size synchronous machines are constructed with rotating field system type? The following are the principal advantages of the rotating field system type construction of synchronous machine. So these are the points: small size, low centrifugal forces, easy to insulate field winding, easy construction, require less number of slip rings, better ventilation, high speed, reduce sparking problems, higher capacity. Question number 6, write down the equation for the frequency of EMF induced in alternator. So F is equal to Pn upon 120 Hz, where P is the number of poles, N is the speed in RPM. Question number 6, how are alternators classified? According to shape of a field system, salient pole type, smooth cylindrical type. Question number 7, compare salient pole rotor with cylindrical pole rotor. Topic: salient pole, cylindrical pole, poles, projected pole, non-projected, air gap, non-uniform, uniform, diameter, large, small, axial length, small, large, mechanical strength, low, high, speed rating, low, high, prime mover, water turbine, steam turbine, overall size, high, less, damper winding, required, not required, application, hydropower plant, steam power plant. Question number 8, why do cylindrical alternators operate with steam turbines? Answer is steam turbines are found to operate at fairly good efficiency only at high speeds. The high speed operation of rotors tends to increase mechanical losses, and so the rotors should have a smooth external surface. Hence, smooth cylindrical type rotors with less diameter and large axial length are used for synchronous generators driven by steam turbines with either 2 or 4 poles. Question number 9, which type of pole generators are used in hydroelectric plants and why? So the answer is, as the speed of the operation is low for hydro turbines used in hydroelectric plants, salient pole type synchronous generators are used. These allow better ventilation and also have other advantages over smooth cylindrical type rotor. They have more diameter and less axial length. Question number 10. State 3 important features of turbo alternator rotors. Number 1. The rotor of the turbo alternators have large axial length and small diameters. Number 2. Damping torque is provided by the rotor itself, and so there is no necessity for additional damper winding. Number 3. They are suitable for the high speed operations, and so number of poles is usually 2 to 4. Question number 11. What are the advantages of silent pole type of construction used for synchronous machines? Number 1. They allow better ventilation. Number 2. The pole faces are so shaped radial air gap length increases from the pole center to the pole tips so that flux distribution in the air gap is sinusoidal in shape, which will help to generate sinusoidal EMF. Number 3, due the variable reluctance, the machine develops additional reluctance power which is independent of excitation. Question number 12. What are the prime movers used for salient pole alternator, non-salient pole alternators? The prime movers used for salient pole alternators are water wheels like Kaplan turbine, Francis turbine, Pelton wheel, etc., and diesel or petrol engines. The prime movers used for non-salient pole alternators are steam turbines and gas turbines. Question number 13. Mention the uses of damper winding in the synchronous machine. So, number 1, damper winding is used to reduce the oscillations developed in the rotor of alternator when it is suddenly loaded. Number 2, the damper winding is used to start the synchronous motor as an induction motor. Question number 14. Why is the stator core of alternator laminated? The stator core of alternator is laminated to reduce eddy current losses. Question number 14. How does electrical degree differ from mechanical degree? Mechanical degree is a unit for accounting the angle between the points used for on their mechanical or physical placement. Electrical degree is used to account the angle between the 2 points in rotating electrical machines. Since all electrical machines operate with the help of magnetic fields, the electrical degree is accounted with reference to the magnetic field. 180-degree electrical degree is accounted as an angle between the adjacent north and south poles. Question number 15. What is the relation between electrical degree and mechanical degree? Electrical angle is equal to P upon 2 multiplied by the mechanical angle, where P is the number of the poles. Question number 16. Define pole pitch. It is a center to center distance between the two adjacent poles. The two poles are responsible for 360 degrees electrical of induced EMF, so one pole is responsible for 180 degree electrical of induced EMF, hence 180 degree electrical is called one pole pitch. Question number 16. What is short pitch winding? If coil pitch is equal to less than pole pitch, it is called the short pitch winding. Question number 17. What is full pitch winding? If coil pitch is equal to pole pitch, it is called the full pitch winding. Question number 18. Define pitch factor or coil span factor. The pitch factor is defined as the ratio of vector sum of the EMF induced in a coil to arithmetic sum of the EMF induced in the coil, or it is the ratio of resultant EMF induced when coil is short pitched to the resultant EMF induced when the coil is full pitched. Question number 19. Why is short pitch winding preferred over full pitch winding? Advantages. Number 1. Sinusoidal waveform. Waveform of the EMF can be approximately made to a sine wave, and distorting harmonics can be reduced or totally eliminated. Number 2. Economical. Conductor material copper is saved in a back and front end connections due to the less coil span. Number 3. High efficiency. As high frequency harmonics are eliminated, the eddy current and hysteresis losses are reduced, which increases overall efficiency. Question number 20. What is distributed winding? When coil sides belonging to each phase are housed or distributed in more than one slot under each pole region, when the winding is called distributed winding. Question number 21. What is the concentrated winding? If all conductors or coils belonging to a phase are placed in one slot under every pole, then winding is called concentrated winding. Question number 22. Define distribution factor or winding factor or breadth factor or a spread factor. The distribution factor is defined as the ratio of the vector sum of the arithmetic sum of EMF induced in a conductor of one phase spread, or it is the ratio of resultant EMF induced when coils are adjusted to the resultant EMF induced when coils are concentrated. Question number 23. What is the slot angle beta? The phase difference contributed by the one slot is electrical degree is called the slot angle. Slot angle beta, angle between the adjacent slots, electrical degree 180 degree divided by n. 180 divided by slots divided by pole. Question number 24. Write down the formula for distribution factor. Kd is equal to sine m beta divided by 2 divided by m sine beta divided by 2, where m is the number of slots per pole or phase. Slot angle beta, angle between adjacent slots, is electrical degree 180 degree divided by slots divided by pole. Question number 24. Which type of winding is preferred for armature windings of alternator? Y double layer short pitched and distributed type of armature winding. It eliminates high frequency harmonics, hence it makes reduced EMF more sinusoidal. Question number 25. Why are alternators are rated in kVA and not in kW? The continuous power rating of any machine is generally defined as the power the machine or apparatus can deliver for a continuous period, so that the losses incurred in machine gives rise to a steady temperature rise not exceeding the limit prescribed by the insulation clause. Apart from the constant loss incurred in alternators is a copper loss occurring in a three-phase winding, which depends on I square R losses square of the current delivered by the generator, as the current directly related to the apparent power delivered by the generator. The alternators have only their apparent power in VA, kVA, MVA as their power rating. Question number 26. Why alternators are rated in kVA? The kVA rating of AC machine depends on the power factor of the load. The power factor in turn depends on the operating conditions. The operating conditions differ from place to place. Therefore, kVA rating is specified for all AC machines. Question number 27. What is meant by the armature reaction in alternators? The effect of armature flux on main flux. Question number 28. Explain armature reaction of an alternator and its effect on main flux at various power factor. Number 1. Zero lagging power factor. Armature flux lags main flux by 180 degree, hence effect is demagnetizing. That means the main flux is reduced. Number 2. Lagging power factor. It has two components, demagnetizing and cross magnetizing. Demagnetizing reduce flux and cross magnetizing distorts flux. Number 3. Unity power factor. Armature flux lags main flux by 90 degree, hence its effect is completely cross magnetizing. Number 4. Leading power factor. It has two components, magnetizing and cross magnetizing. Magnetizing increase flux and cross magnetizing distorts flux. Number 5. Zero leading power factor. Armature flux is in phase with main flux. Effect is completely magnetizing. Question number 28. What are the causes of changes in voltage in alternators when loaded? When alternator is loaded, the armature carries load current. Due to this load current, the voltage drops occurs in alternator. Hence, terminal voltage decreases due to the following voltage drops. Voltage drop due to the resistance of the winding, or voltage drop due to the leakage reactance of the winding, Xi. Number 3, voltage drop due to the armature reactance, Xa. Question number 29, what is the synchronous reactance? It is the combination of leakage reactance and armature reactance. Question number 30, what is the synchronous impedance? It is the combination of synchronous reactance and armature resistance. Question number 31, what is meant by the synchronous impedance of an alternator? The combination of armature resistance and synchronous reactance is known as synchronous impedance. Question number 32, why synchronous generators are to be constructed with more synchronous reactance and negligible resistance? The presence of the more resistance in the synchronous generators will resist or opposite their synchronous operation. More reactance in generators can cause good reaction between the two and help the generators to remain in synchronism in spite of any disturbance occurring any one of the generators. Question number 32, what is meant by the load angle of an alternator? The phase angle induced between the induced EMF E and terminal voltage phasor U during the load condition of an alternator is called the load angle. An alternator is found to have its terminal voltage on load condition more than that on no load. What is the nature of the load connected? The nature of the load is of leading power factor. Load consisting of resistance and capacitive reactance. Question number 32, define the term voltage regulation of the alternator. The voltage regulation of an alternator is defined as the change in terminal voltage from no load to load condition expressed as a fraction of the percentage of terminal voltage at load condition, the speed and excitation condition remaining same. Question number 33, what is the necessity for predetermination of voltage regulation? Most of the alternators are manufactured with a large power rating, hundreds of kilowatt and megawatt, and also with large voltage rating up to 33 kV. For alternators of such power and voltage ratings, conducting load test not possible. Hence, other indirect methods of testing are used, and the performance like voltage regulation then can be predetermined at any desired load, currents and power factors. Question number 34, name the various methods for predetermining the voltage regulation of three-phase alternator. Answer, the following are the three methods which are used to predetermine the voltage regulation of smooth cylindrical type alternators. Synchronous synchronous impedance or EMF method, ampere turn, MMF method, pointer or ZPF method. Question number 34, what are the advantages and disadvantages of estimating the voltage regulation of an alternator by EMF method? Advantages, simple no load tests for obtaining OCC and SCC are to be conducted. Calculation procedure is much simpler. Disadvantages, the value of the voltage regulation obtained by this method is always higher than the actual value. Question number 35, why is synchronous impedance method of estimating voltage regulation considered as a pessimistic method? Compared to the other methods, the value of the voltage regulation obtained by the synchronous impedance method is always higher than the actual value. That means actual value is lower than the results obtained, and therefore the method called the pessimistic method. Question number 36, in what way does ampere turn method differ from synchronous impedance method? The ampere turn or MMF method is the converse of the EMF method in the sense that instead of having the phasor addition of the various voltage drops, EMFs Here the phasor addition of MMF required for the voltage drops are carried out. Further, the effect of saturation is also taken care of. Question number 36. What are the test data required for predetermining the voltage regulation of an alternator by MMF methods are effective resistance per phase of the three-phase winding or open circuit characteristics OCC at rated speed or frequency, short circuit characteristics SCC at rated speed or frequency. Question number 36. Why is the MMM method estimating the voltage regulation considered as the optimistic method? In this method, the actual value is more than the result. What is the need of parallel operation of alternator? Number one, optimum utilization of alternators as most of the power stations are interconnected by grid. Reduced operating cost, number of alternators operating at a time can be changed depending depending on the load demands. Number three, easy maintenance, alternators may be shut down for maintenance, continuity and reliability. Question number 38. State the condition to be satisfied before connecting two alternators in parallel. The following are the three conditions to be satisfied by the synchronizing the additional alternator with the existing one or the common bus bars. The terminal voltage magnitude of the incoming alternator must be made equal to the existing alternator or bus bar voltage magnitude. The phase sequence of the incoming alternator voltage must be similar to the bus bar voltage. The frequency of the incoming alternator voltage must be same as bus bar voltage. Zero phase sequence difference. Question number 39. What is meant by the infinite bus bars? The source or supply lines with non-variable voltage and frequency are called the infinite bus bars. The source lines are said to have zero source impedance and infinite rotational inertia. Question number 40. What are the methods of checking the phase difference? All dark lamp method, two bright, one dark lamp method, synchronoscope method. Question number 41. What is synchronizing? The operation of connecting an alternator in parallel with the another alternator or with the common bus bar is known as synchronizing. Question number 42. What happens in all dark method? If the frequency and phase difference of incoming alternator and bus bar are not same, then lamps connected across the incoming alternator will flicker. The flickering decreases as frequency will become near to each other by adjusting the speed of the prime mover. Question number 43. What are the advantages and disadvantages of three dark lamp method of synchronizing? Advantages. The synchronous switching using lamps is inexpensive. Checking for correctness of the phase sequence can easily obtained in a simple manner, which is essential especially when the alternator is connected for the first time or for fresh operation and disconnection. Disadvantages. The rate of flickering of the lamps only indicates the frequency difference between the bus bar and incoming alternator. The frequency of the incoming alternator in relation to the bus bar frequency is not available. Question number 44. What is the synchronoscope? Synchronoscope is an instrument which shows the phase relationship of EMF of the incoming alternator. It is also indicates whether the incoming alternator is running slow or fast. Question number 44. How synchronoscope is used for synchronizing alternators? Synchronoscope can be used for permanently connected alternators where the correctness of phase sequence is already checked by other means. The rotation of the pointer is proportional to the difference in two frequencies. If the pointer rotates in clockwise direction, it indicates the incoming Alternator is running fast. If the pointer rotates in anti-clockwise direction, it indicates the incoming alternator is running slow. Frequency, the difference in frequency is large, the pointer will oscillate. Question number 46. Why synchronoscope method is more better compared to the others? It is very accurate as it does not require personal judgment. Question number 46. List the factors that affect the load sharing in parallel operating generators. Answer: the total active and reactive power delivered to the load connected across the common bus bars are shared among a synchronous generator operating in parallel based on the following three factors. Number 1, prime mover characteristic or input excitation level and percentage synchronous impedance and its R by X ratio. Question number 47. What happens if excitation of alternator is changed, keeping speed of prime mover constant? The EMF induced will be changed and hence terminal voltage will also change. The terminal voltage will increase with the increase in excitation and vice versa. Question number 48. What happens if the speed prime mover is changed, keeping excitation alternator constant? If the speed of the prime mover is changed, the speed of the alternator also changes, hence frequency also changes. The frequency increase with the increase in stream input and hence speed and vice versa. Question number 49. What steps are to be taken before disconnecting one alternator from parallel operation? The following steps to be taken before disconnecting one alternator from parallel operation. The prime mover input of the outgoing generator has to be decreased and that of the other generator has to be increased. By this, the entire active power delivered by the outgoing generator is transferred to the other generators. The excitation of the outgoing generator has to be decreased and that of the other generator have to be increased, and by this the entire reactive power delivered by the outgoing generator is transferred to the other generators. After ensuring the current delivered by the outgoing generator is zero, it has to be disconnected from the parallel operation. Question number 50. How does increase in excitation of the alternator connected to infinite bus bar affect this operation? Increase in the excitation level of the synchronous generator will effectively increase the reactive power supplied by the generator, keeping steam input constant. Question number 51. How does increase in steam input of the alternator connected to infinite bus bar aspect this operation? kW output power of alternator increase with the increase in steam input to keeping excitation constant. Question number 51. Discuss how the ventilation and cooling of large high speed alternator is carried out. For high speed alternator, two cooling methods are available and they are conventional cooling and direct cooling. In conventional cooling methods, radial and axial ventilating ducts are provided in the core. Cooling is performed by the forced circulation of air or hydrocarbon at a pressure higher than the atmosphere. And direct cooling methods, cooling ducts are provided in the stator and rotor slots or conductor itself will be in the form of tubes. Coolants like water or oil or hydrogen are circulated in the ducts to remove the heat directly from the conductors. It is all about this video.